So Eric Swalwell, the clown prince of Congress, an embarrassment to the Congress, an embarrassment to the country, an embarrassment to anyone claiming this knucklehead, appears on Martha McCallum's excellent show on the Fox News channel yesterday. And Congressman Swalwell, I thank Joe, I'm not even kidding. Like, I thank the Lord every day. Paul, I'm not joking, right? That I lost my bid for Congress because if people like Eric Swalwell can get elected, and that is not a group I want to be associated with ever. So thank you. I'm so glad. We lost by a sliver up in Maryland, but it was the greatest gift you ever gave me. To have to be associated with a moron like this, right? I can't deal with this guy. He appears on Martha McCallum last night, and instead of doing a massive mea culpa for being the premier collusion hoaxer out there along with Adam Schiff, what does he do? He doubles down. Watch this piece of this clip where he tries to defend the dossier, and watch the astonished reaction by Martha McCallum, who cannot believe what she's hearing from this complete imbecile. Go ahead.
Put the United States
So it
first.
doesn't bother you that the Clinton campaign paid for a dossier to be put together by someone who had all kinds of ties to intelligence and put together something that turned out to be not necessarily factual? That part of
Which
engagement.
part of it hasn't been proved factual?
Well, Christopher Steele himself said it was not a finished work product, and
He didn't say it wasn't
everyone who
factual,
analyzed
though.
it said, well, I mean,
Which part was not proved factual?
I mean, are you serious?
Yeah, tell me.
So you think you think that the dossier? Okay,
Which part wasn't
for
proved
one
to be
thing,
factual?
Michael Cohen said he never went to Prague. Do you agree with that?
Which part has been proved not to be factual?
Well, there were basically, a few main tenets of it. One of them was this salacious story about what happened in a hotel. None of that has proved to be factual. The meeting that Cohen supposedly took in Prague was also proved to not have happened. He testified that under oath in front of Congress that he'd never been to Prague.
So now you accept what Michael Cohen said, because if you accept what Michael Cohen said about Prague, then I think you also have to accept that Michael Cohen saw Donald Trump talk to Roger Stone, where Roger Stone said the WikiLeaks attack is happening. So if you're accepting that, then you accept that Donald Trump knew about the Russian interference campaign. And that's the issue here, Martha.
Oh, my gosh. I tweeted out last night. I have to stand. Sometimes on the show, we have to issue corrections. So I have to issue a correction now. And my apologies to my audience. I had said to you previously, I believe, that Adam Schiff was the dumbest member of Congress. I'm going to have to retract that. We are issuing a Bongino show and Bongino.com retraction if we printed an article saying that. It is clear now. The evidence is clear that, in fact, Eric Swalwell is, in fact, the dumbest member of Congress. So my apologies to the audience. Martha McCallum looks absolutely astonished that this member of Congress, did you see the look on her face, Joe? She's like, wait, are you serious? Are you serious? So the head of the FBI, Jim Comey, who hates Donald Trump, calls this document salacious and unverified. The head of the Counterintel Division, Bill Prystep of the FBI, admits on the record they were at the infancy stages of verifying it, meaning they didn't. Peter Strzok, the lead investigator, says there's no there there. Lisa Page, as late as May when Mueller was appointed of 2017, the FBI lawyer, Lisa Page admits it still could have been literally nothing. The guy whose name is supposedly Christopher Steele authored the dossier admits he's only 50-50 if any of it's true. None of it's been verified. So I'm going to go through, I don't want to repeat the show we did the other day. I'm just going to nail this in hopefully in 2 minutes or less, because I feel bad for Martha. I really do. Because she knows it's garbage. And I don't think she thought Swalwell was dumb enough to actually go on the air and insist this was true. She's always prepared, if you know Martha McCallum. Yeah, I think she was just incredulous, Joe, that this lunatic went on the air still defending a document that has been entirely debunked. So just to give Swalwell, to show you how dumb this guy is, he says, well, what part has been proven, hasn't been proven factual? Quote, the extensive conspiracy between Trump and the Russian government, entirely debunked by the Mueller probe. 2, Michael Cohen's been to Prague. Unlike Eric Swalwell, who has no evidence that happened, there's not a passport on Cohen's passport for Prague. He's testified under oath, along with Lanny Davis, a Clinton lawyer working for Cohen, that they've never been to Prague. Unlike the other allegation Cohen made that Swalwell references about this Roger Stone phone call, there's actual evidence Cohen hasn't been to Prague, Joe. You know what it is? The guy's passport. He's never been to Prague. Eric Swalwell is an attorney. Folks, to the law school that gave this guy his JD, immediately either go out of business or take your JD back. This guy is a class 1 level imbecile. Okay, it goes on. What else in the dossier has not been proven factual?
The guy's got to get checked.
Right, exactly. Yeah, please. That Carter Page was working with a bunch of Putin operatives and cutting a bribery deal with the oil company Rosneft. It totally, completely discredited. Page has never been charged with that. No serious person has gone on the record indicating any of that is in fact true. That there's a pee-pee tape out there. It's a family-friendly show. Joe knows what I'm talking about. So I'll leave the details. Yeah. But that Trump's in a pee-pee tape, we'll call it. Completely not true. There is never a scintilla of evidence that any of this is true. That Carter Page worked with Paul Manafort to organize the Trump conspiracy with Russia. There's no conspiracy with Russia. Carter Page never met Paul Manafort. They don't know each other. There's no evidence they even met. That Donald Trump paid Russian hackers to infiltrate the DNC. Zero evidence of that. Entirely discredited by the Mueller report and his 675-day investigation. That Donald Trump had an 8-year relationship with Russian intel. Another component of the dossier. Debunked. Completely debunked. Entirely debunked. The Mueller report. No evidence that's true whatsoever. Finally, I could go on for days, but I don't want to repeat the show we did the other day. I just want to show you how dumb of a human being Eric Swalwell is. This is a discredited lunatic sitting up there with a tinfoil cap on, hoping the UFO rays don't penetrate his skull. That Gubarev, the guy Gubarev who runs XBT Holdings, that they in fact marshaled this effort to hack into the DNC. Entirely untrue. Gubarev sued in a court, it was so false, for defamation. So I'm going to recommend this, and I'm serious. Because the left understands, as my good friend Tom Fitton from Judicial Watch says often, that, Joe, process is punishment. The left uses the legal system and other things, I know I've said this to you before, to punish people. Yeah. I'm going to recommend, and I'm serious, I'm not kidding here, folks, Carter Page, Alexei Gubarev, Donald Trump, Manafort, anyone else, if Eric Swalwell goes on the air and smears you again, indicating that these false stories about you are in fact true, I am dead serious. You should sue the snot out of this clown prince of goofballery. Sue this guy into oblivion. I'm not kidding. We don't sue on right. Well, we should start.
Yeah.
They want to make, right, Joe? They want to make the process punishment. Yeah. You make the process punishment too. I'm serious. Carter Page, Manafort, Gubarev, sue him personally. Sue Swalwell. Take this guy to court and make this guy produce a scintilla of evidence that what he said on the air last night with Martha McCallum was true. I can't get over Martha McCallum's face. She's like, are you serious? Like you're doubling down on stupid?